Hi, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2015 Toyota Sienna XLE with the auto access seat. This is a Sienna AAS. Very rare. These are like unicorns because the auto access seat is a $5,000 factory option. And a lot of people don't know what an auto access seat is. It's a disability access seat. I'm going to show you a video showing how the seat goes in and out in a different section of this recording. But this is a XLE package, so it's the premium package with the power operating sliding doors, power open and close rear hatch, which also has a button on it that you can press to open close the rear hatch. Everything is working perfectly on this vehicle. If you look at the Carfax report, you're going to see that this was a manufacturer buyback, which means the ownership experience. The previous owner had an issue where it took more than 3 attempts to fix an issue, and they requested a repurchase or exchange for a different vehicle. And the issue on this one was the auto access seat, which has been replaced by Toyota with under warranty, but not before the already set in motion the ownership experience issue. So that's been replaced, but the vehicle only has 15,000 miles on it. It's under full bumper to bumper Toyota warranty. Because it's a buyback, you get a special 12-month unlimited mileage warranty with the vehicle, in addition to the original new car warranty, which is 3-year 36 bumper to bumper, 5-year 60,000 mile powertrain, and 8-year 80,000 mile emission control warranty. You can even extend the original warranty coverage if necessary on the vehicle through Toyota. But this is your auto access seat. Like I said, I'm going to show you the video. I'm not having any problems. I've been running around with this car and it's not giving me any trouble. Again, the only issue the previous owner had was with the seat, and that seat drive mechanism was completely replaced before in January of this year. So I'm gonna talk about the vehicle some more, in that this Siennas are very good. I've had good experiences with them. My wife drives a 2014, and before that we had a 2011 and a 2006. So we're on our third Sienna for my family. We always buy the top of the line, and we have no complaints about them. They're very reliable. They're one of the most reliable vehicles you can get. Inside with the cloth interior on the LE model, but this is the XLE, so this has genuine leather seats. Let's take a look at those. So we've got genuine leather seats. Even the auto access seat is leather front seats. And again, that auto access seat is a $5,000 option over a regular XLE with navigation. The other seat, the left center seat is on the track. It will slide forward and back. It gives you a lot of difference in leg room. You have a manually folding and reclining third row seat. You can push little buttons here and there to operate the power doors on the overhead console, on the remote control. You could just come to the back and open the back. And the color on this is is black, but it's black metallic. It has the blue flakes, metallic flakes. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's a black and bluish flake color, which seems to be able to hide scratches a little better than pure black. So folding third row seat, you just release the handle, seat folds into the floor, and now you're carrying large cargo items from Home Depot or wherever you need to for the furniture store. If you had a wheelchair or something, there's a lot of room in the back to fit it. All that type of apparatus in here. There's no ramp or anything. This is a factory Toyota Sienna. It is not a ramp van or anything like that. This is just a factory option covered under Toyota warranty. So on the regular Siennas, they have seat tracks on the right seat too, but the way this seat mounts, it mounts into the track, and I'm going to show you now a video that explains how that seat operates. Okay, I'm displaying here what the auto access seat does. If you have a mobility impaired person that has trouble climbing in and out of vehicles, like an older person or someone in a wheelchair, you can load them into the seat, or they can load themselves into the seat, and then you have a handheld remote. You just press the button. There's also controls on the side of the seat, and it'll lift up a several hundred pounds person into the vehicle, and it clears the seat and the head and everything. It reclines the back, loads them into the vehicle, and you're on board. Once it's in the fully traveled position, it locks and beeps. It gives a confirmation beep when the travel is completed. Now the seat has its own power recline. You've got power forward and back, and you've got your own control on the side of the seat to operate it in and out. So you don't have to use a remote. It comes with 2 remotes for the seat, and you can also install the remote into a little keep right there. So when you're ready to get out, also the seat has the latch car seat anchor points, and the leg rest can go up or down. It's recommended, if you're going to operate the seat, to put your legs, your feet on there, and then push down, and the process will reverse to unload the person from the vehicle. This goes down. All the way down to the floor. It actually doesn't go to the ground. You have clearance over the ground, so it's not on the ground. So, oops. Put my camera in the right position. Because you can fit your feet underneath to help lift a person safely off of there. So that's how the auto access seat works. I'm going to go up front and take a look at the navigation and push to start. This has smart key system, so you've got 2 remotes for the auto access seat and 2 remotes for the vehicle. It's push to start, so you can leave the key in your purse or your pocket. Just push the brake and push to start. And everything, all the cool features fire up. The nice thing about the XLEs is they've got the automatic air conditioning with 3 temperature zones. So right now everything is synced up. So the driver's controls all the air conditionings. But if the passengers want it cooler or warmer, you can split the system, and they can have cooler, heat, or different temperature altogether in the right front or the rear. Now this has Toyota's latest and greatest navigation system on it. You've got the backup camera on it. You've got rear parking sonar sensors, and you've got blind spot monitoring system. I forgot to show you that when I'm walking around in the back, but this has the radar blind spot monitor system. So I'm gonna explain that right now before we continue. Right now you're looking at your backup camera. So from the backup camera, let's take a little short drive over here, because we have a blind spot. If we park the car next to a large vehicle, SUV, this steel container right here, we've got a backup camera. I can look at my backup camera and I can see if anything's behind me. I can see that way, but if I look this way from the driver's seat, I can't see anything. However, as I start to back out, that rear cross traffic alert function of the blind spot system is what we're going to talk about now. So on the rear view mirrors, we've got little lights here, those BSM indicators on the left and right mirror, and an audible alarm which just went beep. So inside the rear bumper, you have radar sensors. Rear cross traffic alert radar sensors are in the bumper, and that radar is I'm not talking about these, okay? These are your sonar sensors. So things within about 2 feet of the vehicle, they'll beep. But your radar is long range. So we're parked next to a big container. If a vehicle was coming this way, you wouldn't be able to see it, but that radar can see it. The radar can see vehicles approaching from as far as 100 feet away in either direction. So let's say this was a busy street right here and you're backing out of somebody's driveway, or you're in the mall and you're backing out of a parking space next to 2 giant SUVs. That rear radar cross traffic alert will let you know that the vehicle's approaching, and it'll go beep beep beep, and you know to look out extra careful because something's approaching, and you can just stop and wait for it to pass. If pedestrians are in closer proximity, you know, even like 25 feet away approaching, it'll beep for them as well. It's radar, you know, like that sees airplanes. It's actual radar, so it's ground radar that sees what's on the ground moving behind you, and it gives you a warning if something's approaching. And that's very helpful. The 2013s or newer XLEs and Limiteds have this radar system on it, and it works really good. Okay, the other part of the cross traffic alert system is the blind spot monitor, which works in heavy traffic. So you're driving along on the freeway at freeway speeds, and there's a car driving in your blind spot. That light on the mirror will come on and let you know. Now, if you turn your left turn signal on and the car's on your left blind spot, your mirror's light's going to start flashing, and you'll be able to see that from the other car or from the driver's seat, so you know that there's a vehicle. Same thing on the right side. The right side radar will detect a vehicle driving in your right blind spot. Even vehicles approaching at high speed from the rear, it'll give you a warning. If they're within a couple of car lengths, it'll give you a warning of vehicles approaching your blind spot, so you don't change your lanes and get tied into an accident. So I'm going to continue on more of the interior features. So talking about the technology in this vehicle, this has the Bluetooth audio system in addition to navigation. So I have music playing on my phone, and it's wirelessly connected to the navigation unit. And you see we have the cover art from my phone is transmitted to the radio, and I can fast forward to the next song. So when you get in the car, you leave the phone in your purse or your pocket. You don't have to touch your phone. You have all your music and your music controls right here. And what's really interesting about the 2015 and newer version is you have access to your music from your steering wheel control right here. Oops, sorry. Get it in the right position. So it shows we're playing Britney Spears right there on the center console between the speedometer and tachometer. So when you're driving down the road, even if you're on navigation, you can see what's playing on the radio. So if I fast forward to the next song, it shows right there. Fast forward again, and dead center, so we don't even have to look at the radio to see what's playing. So you can control it right here from the steering wheel with more advanced features. Fast forward to the next song. Or rewind. Fast forward to the next song. Oops. and we can do that even while the radio is in its navigation mode. We still can see our music over here on the separate LCD screen. It's really cool, and this is a premium sound system in here. It's a very good sound system. You can turn it all the way up and really enjoy your music. And then it supports Ntunes apps, and so you see we have the live traffic data. We got green stripes going along most of the freeways here. There's a couple issues up there. We can click on those, and then you have a closed road over there.
Northbound California 259 at this location, closed road.
So there's a couple issues, but on a Friday at 5 o'clock, everything will be red. Right now it's a Sunday, so everything's green. You can set your destination with voice command from over here. You can access your telephone, which is really nice. So by pressing here, you've got your call history. You know, like I said, you don't ever have to touch your phone when you're driving the car. It's now illegal to touch your phone anyways when you're driving. Everything is right here built into the radio. So the Bluetooth, all your contacts and call history transmits to the factory radio. So, hey, you missed a call from your wife, you can go to call history and your missed calls will be right there. You can go to your favorites or your contacts or your dial pad. Dial my number, 951-681-2101. And then green and you're calling me. And of course, if you want to take it in private, you can transfer it to the headset. But you're not allowed to drive when you're doing it. There's even messages and things like that capability. If we go to apps, you've got your Ntune apps. This van does have the driver easy speak function where you can talk to the rear seat passengers and yell commands, hey, knock it off back there, or whatever, and use the stereo system like a public address system on a school bus. It does have that capability. It supports messages. You can set that up. No, I don't want to set up text message right now. You've got your apps and things like that. So you've got iHeartRadio, Save Destinations, Pandora, Open Table, all sorts of weather information. So I can get my weather. So many features. State-of-the-art navigation support, stocks, Yelp, Slacker. Fuel guide is very helpful, because if you're in an unfamiliar area and you want to check the local fuel prices and find a cheap gas station, it's right here. So it'll import it from the internet, the fuel prices, and you can even set it as a destination on the navigation system and take you to your destination. It's scanning fuel prices right now. But I'm going to go on to the next phase of the video in a minute. Before I do, I'm going to talk. This does have the tilt and slide power moonroof. You do have these sun visors with the courtesy vanity mirrors and lights. They slide and they telescope out, which is really helpful on some times of the day. And I mentioned earlier in the video, or in a different part of this video, that has the power sliding doors, which you can open and close power doors right here from the driver's seat. So I push the button and the door opens. I push it again, the door closes. And the same, I can open and close the rear hatch and the right side door as well from the driver's seat. So I push them again and I'm closing those doors. So all the rear doors can be operated from the driver's seat, as well as other locations and the remote. So my name is Mike Johnson. Give me a call, 951-681-2101. Thank you. So I'm talking about this vehicle status. This is a manufacturer buyback, which was bought back under the Lemon Law. I've gone all through it. I've downloaded the latest updates for the vehicle, and I've connected it to the Toyota technician software to do the diagnostic on the vehicle. and make sure everything is working correctly according to the computer. And so we've connected to this vehicle, and I'm going to talk about what its issues were on this section of the video. Now, primarily, the only issue this vehicle previous owner complained about was the auto access seat, which was completely replaced. Now, if you buy this vehicle, you're going to have to sign this paperwork for the sale to occur, so that I've disclosed to you accurately what's going on, and I'm going to explain it. There's a long list of items, starting from the most recent. It says air conditioner odor found to meet manufacturer specs. I think there's air freshener in this. We can do an ozone sterilization of the car, but I don't smell any unusual odors in the car. It says backseat concern, vehicle inspected and found to meet manufacturer specs. Triangle warning came on, no problems found. Auto access seat lift unit intermittently sticks. They replaced the right auto access seat lift unit. That's the last thing they did. They replaced the entire seat lift unit with a new one. So that was in January of 17, but they already started the process of buying the vehicle back. Before that, it had the auto access seat concerns on the rest of this page, and then I'm trying to do this one-handed. Previously, the auto access seat, auto access seat, auto access seat, auto access seat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six complaints about the auto access seat. In the beginning complaint, triangle warning light came on after hood release was pulled and vehicle was driven with hood popped open. That sounds like they should have closed the hood, but they didn't, and they took it to the dealer for that. So the customer was complaining about various concerns, and the primary concern of issue was the auto access seat, which has now been replaced by Toyota in January of this year, and it's working perfectly for us. You see, I've got the Toyota laptop software connected here, and I can access all the vehicle's computers from my laptop. Everything was normal. It's all good. I've already done the health check and everything checked out okay. So one thing I did find with this vehicle, which is probably not what the problem was before, is the main battery cable was loose. That's probably just because they had it in storage for a couple weeks and they didn't want the battery to go dead, so they disconnected it. But I did find the negative battery cable terminal was loose, and I would tighten that. It was just a little screw, and you put a wrench and you tighten it. But it does need that to have a good connection. It's entirely possible that something as simple as that was the cause of all the previous problems, but I'm not having any trouble with the vehicle now. It's been updated and checked out thoroughly, and it's working perfectly. Now, when you buy one of these manufacturer vehicle buybacks, it's going to have a branded title stating Lemon Law Buyback, so you won't be able to finance it. So why in the world would you want to buy it? Well, here's the thing. When you buy a manufacturer buyback, you get 12-month unlimited miles bumper-to-bumper warranty. This is still under bumper-to-bumper warranty anyways, because it's a 2015 with only 15,000 original miles. So that auto access seat back there is a $5,000 option, and these vans are like unicorns. And that doesn't mean the vehicle was a lemon. That means the ownership experience, that they were having a rough time with the vehicle because of their faulty parts on the previous auto access seat that was replaced. So now that the vehicle's correct, why shred the vehicle and just because somebody had a problem? It's a perfectly good vehicle. It's a non-accident vehicle. It's very clean. It's got drink holders everywhere. I'm gonna go on and continue my video tour.